Gavin's busy posting his vlog, so I'm gonna make something you can literally post onto. It's the Art Ninja Graffiti pinboard. I've got a couple of large pieces of card, both the same size, and we're gonna stick them together with a bit of PVA glue. Doesn't need to be neat here, just needs to be sticky. Now, if you're doing this at home, you need to put newspaper down to protect your table, but my art table is made for this kind of action. And the reason I'm doubling up the card is so it's thick enough to stick pins to. Now, as I'm gonna hang this up, I need to make some holes so I can put some string through it. Get a pencil to poke the hole, and a bit of modelling clay to protect the table. And I'm punching 4 holes, 2 on each side. One there, one there, one there, one there. So cut a length of string, snip that off, thread that through, and then tie it to itself. And I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Now that bit's done, got myself a big dish here, some white paint. Using a sponge, I'm just gonna dab on the paint. And this white is gonna be the mortar that you'll be able to see through between the bricks. I'm just dabbing it on to get a nice texture. I want it to look kind of rough. While that's drying, I'm gonna make my bricks. So I've got a couple of pieces of pre-cut card. I'm gonna squeeze out a little bit of brown paint. Get my sponge. I'm going to use the same technique with these bits of cardboard. Just dabbing it on like this. Do the same to the other one. Now, as bricks come in lots of different colours and tones, I'm going to make this one slightly darker and add a little bit of black. Then I'm going to add a couple of accents and slightly darker areas on it. You can get some really nice effects layering up different colours. But if I'm going to make a wall, I'm gonna need a ton of these, so I'll ninja some more. Sweet. That's a good amount of bricks. Now with the PVA glue, I'm gonna start sticking them on. I'm putting this one down here with a little bit of a gap in between, because that's of course the mortar showing through. Don't worry if you get a bit of PVA glue on the front of the bricks, because of course it dries clear. Now I'm sticking these down in a brickwork pattern. The bricks are offset. I'm also mixing up the different colours to make it look like an authentic wall. I'm just letting them overhang the edges. And when it's finished, it'll look like a piece of wall has been removed. Right, I think that's looking really good. It's time for me to give it my own personal tag. I've got some nice coloured paints here. Here's some shapes that I cut out from a sponge. And I'm going to paint my name, but on your wall, you can do whatever you like. I'm going to start with the purple. These tapered ends of the sponges kind of make it look like you lift away the spray can at the end. When I change letters, I'm going to change colours. I'm using a different colour for each letter, but you can use any colours you like. Getting creative with my colours. Yeah, looking good. Now I want something of a similar theme to hold my pens, so I'm going to make a spray can. So for that, I've got an old gravy pot, and I've cut the top of an old drinks top here. I'm just going to stuff it with a bit of newspaper. This is going to help it stick and not slide around as I glue it to the lid of my gravy pot. And stick it on, and I'm using strong glue. And now for some finishing touches, I'm going to use my ninja skills. So I've wrapped the gravy tube in orange, the top's painted silver, like a real spray can, and I've added an Art Ninja sticker. On the back, I've put a little bit of hook and loop tape, sticky side out here, so I can stick it to my wall. Because I can pop it off, but it's got a place it will always stick back on. And now I can stick in my pens and pencils. There we go. I've always said I've had good board skills, but now I've swapped the skateboard for a pinboard.
Not only does he do art, he does jokes as well.
Now to add some pictures. There's one of Gavin when he got set on fire by our animation dragon, Michelle on a deck chair, and our clown juice art. I think that looks awesome. Now all I need to do is hang it up. There are all kinds of ways to personalise your pinboard. How about this wrecking ball wall? keep it down, the baby's asleep.
Oh, sorry. But here's something you won't want to shout about, because everybody would want one. It's the funny flipbook. It's so funny. And here's how you make it. Take some funny pictures of your friends and family. Baby. Print them out, making sure they're roughly the same size. Splendid. Take some scissors and cut out your photo, leaving a white strip on the left-hand side. Using one of your photographs, make a guide by drawing lines on a piece of paper, one above the eyebrows and one between the nose and the mouth. Using a pencil and ruler, draw these lines across the photos. Cut along the lines, but not over the white bit. Do the same with the rest of your photographs, so all the flaps line up. Lovely. Finally, take one more piece of card and fold it in half. Slide your photos inside the folded piece of card. Staple where the white border is on your photos. Let's take a look at the funny flipbook. Not so funny yet. It is now. The funny flipbook is so funny, don't you think?
Ricky!
I wonder what this guy's got.
Can you make art with cotton?
All right, I choose you.
Yeah!
What's your name, dude?
Joe.
Nice to meet you, Joe. Where are you from?
Hessel, which is near Hull.
I'll just go and grab my things. Right, I've got my cotton, great suggestion. Some bits of card, some grease-proof paper, sticky back plastic, some blue card, a random picture of a bike. You don't have to have a bike, you can have anything you like. I'll start by making a frame out of strips of card. So you've got some pictures on the wall behind you. They look pretty good. What are they of?
A ninja.
Ah, ninja. Nice.
Got a crocodile.
Obviously.
Got a horse.
A horse? Horses are really hard to draw. Nice, Joe. It's really good. So I've got my frame now. At the moment, I'm making my canvas so I can start my picture. Now I'm going to roll out my greaseproof paper, the shiny side up. This is so I can pull the sticky back plastic off later. I'm going to lay my frame down on top of the paper, and then I'm going to lay my sticky back plastic on top of it. I'm doing the corners first, just so I can get it nice and flat. It's quite tricky, so if you were doing this at home, I'd recommend getting somebody to help you. I'm just peeling it back from underneath and trying to keep it down nice and flat. All would become clear later. Now I'm going to cut off the edges. Do you consider yourself a bit of a ninja?
Nearly black belt.
Nearly a black belt. In what?
In taekwondo.
So can you give us some ninja skills?
Yeah, we do that.
Yes. Right, I'm going to turn this over and I'm going to peel back the greaseproof paper. I want to do this carefully because you want to keep the sticky back plastic nice and clean. Make sure the sticky side's up and your picture's underneath. So it doesn't move around, I'm going to masking tape it to my picture. Now I'm just going to stick it down to the table so it doesn't move. Just holding it still. Okay. I'm going to use the thread to trace around the line of the bike in one continuous line. So we're going to start here on the stem of the seat. It's quite sticky. What would your picture be of?
A shark.
A shark? Oh, I wish I'd done a shark. That's a really good idea. I am putting my finger down on the thread as I go and then pulling it taut to make a straight line. It means I can get some really crisp lines there. So I'm just getting on with the back wheel here. You don't have to use cotton, you could use string or wool, just anything that keeps a continuous line. I'm just going around the chain of the bike now. It's getting quite fiddly, this is quite a small bit, so I'm taking my time a little bit more. Last little snip. Just fold that in and tidy it up. You wouldn't know where it began and where it ended. I've got this lovely bit of blue paper here. and I'm going to put it over the top of my picture, and it will stick to the sticky back plastic. Rub it down. I'm a little bit nervous. Right, I'm going to slide this out from underneath. Bye, bike. OK, Joe, you ready to see it? Fingers crossed. What do you think?
Wow, that's awesome.
What would you give it out of 10?
I give it 9.999 recurring.
Wow, a continuous mark for a continuous line drawing. Do you know what? I'm so happy with it, I think it deserves a frame. Thanks for your suggestion, Joe. You've been awesome.
Bye, Ricky.
Bye-bye. Here's a quick art tip of how to draw different facial expressions. I've got the same face drawn 6 times here, so I'm going to start with a neutral face to begin with. Relaxed eyebrows, relaxed mouth. Now I'm going to move on to a happy face. So the eyebrows are going to raise up. I'm going to give him a great big smile. Now I'm going to draw a sad face. So his eyebrows are going to turn into an upside down V, and of course, the smile needs to be turned up as well. He's not having a good day, that one, is he? This one's going to have an even worse day because he's going to be angry. So I'm going to put that V up the right way, top of the eyes, and the upside down smile is now going to be full of teeth. This guy's going to be surprised, so his mouth's going to be more of an O shape, and the eyebrows are going to be raised on his head. And finally, this one's going to be worried. So the eyebrows are leaning in, but they're not meeting. And the mouth is a squiggly line all over the place. There we go. Quick art tip.
Put your art where your mouth is and have a go yourself.
I know I'm not dreaming this. That picture definitely moved. That's because it's animated. Oh, guys, isn't it nice to have a little walk around Bristol at night time? You know, see all the landmarks lit up beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah, the path in the sky.
You know, the
thingy thing.
Guys, don't worry. I've got your back. Get a load of my light painting sign animation. Now, you won't be lost in the dark with this animation, and to make it, you'll need a camera that shoots long exposures, a tablet or smartphone, a posse of friends, and a lovely lit-up building at night.
And you can put it together in just 3 ninja moves. Ninja move number 1.
You need to decide what building you're going to make a sign for, and then you need to make your sign. So I'm doing the Clifton Suspension Bridge because it is a Bristol icon and it is well dench. And just to make sure I spell it all right, I've got it written down on a little bit of paper here because spelling is not my strong suit. Now I need to colour it in. Doesn't need to be coloured in super perfect because it's going to be quite blurry when you light paint with it later. Now I need to colour around all the letters carefully with a dark pen. Now the reason that I'm colouring around all the letters in a black pen is because black doesn't show up when you light paint.
Ninja move number 2.
So now I need to film it on my smartphone and move along with this black bit of card with a little slit cut in it. And the black won't show up when I light paint later. Mind your fingers.
Ninja move number 3.
Now it's time to start shooting. So one person needs to be ready to hold the shutter open and somebody else needs to carefully play back the video on the smartphone and move it around perfectly, printing the sign in the air. Once you've done that, you need to reposition the camera around a little bit of an angle so it feels like you're moving around your landmark. It just gives it a more dynamic look. If you take about 12 frames, you can bounce backwards and forwards to make a cool animation. OK, we've shot all of our frames and we've consolidated them into an animation. I think it's time to take a look at our mini masterpiece. You don't have to do landmarks. You can do your friend's name and just make animations of each other.